This month, we've talked a lot about the sewing machine, we've practiced, we've sewn, and we know how to treat it and use it now. We can sew with it. But another really important thing about our sewing project is the fabric. If we choose the wrong fabric, the project can be completely ruined. And if we don't treat the fabric well, or if we don't place the patterns properly, it's going to be a mess. So we're going to talk about that, how to treat our fabric, how to place our patterns, what is the grain, the cross grain, the bias, and all of these things so we can start properly. Well, a fabric is made by threads that have been woven, and depending on the pattern they follow, it's going to be one fabric or the other. It's not going to be all the same, and they are not suitable for any project you want to make. So depending on the stretchiness on one side or to the other, you're going to need one fabric or the other to the project you're going to make. For example, you're not going to use a denim or a faux leather to make a loose t-shirt because it's not going to work. It's not going to flow. It's not going to look nice. So if you're starting, just stick to simple fabrics like poplin, or if you're going into something a bit stretchier or with more flowiness, just make sure you keep the rules right and you know what the grain and the cross grain is, which we're going to see. When we go to our fabric store, we can see the fabrics in rolls or in little cardboard pleats. And this is because they come in different widths, and it is bigger than this, of course. And the ones in cardboard, the ones that are folded, are usually all the poplins that are more or less 1 meter 10 centimeters wide. And then the rest of them come in different widths, but they're usually from 140, 150, 160 meters to the double width ones, which are 2 meters 80. 40 or even 80. So when you have your roll, the width is the length of the roll, and the meters you buy, the meters of fabric you get, is the grain. This is the grain, which is it's parallel to the selvage edge, and the width of the roll is the cross grain, and then the diagonal is the bias. And now let's see the three of them one by one. So the grain is the meters we get at the fabric store. That's the first clue you have. And it's parallel to the selvage edge. The selvage edge is going to tell us the direction of the grain, which is really important because it's flowy, but it's stable. So our patterns have to go on the grain generally, so they don't stretch and they have better movement. And as well, and then we have the cross grain, which is the width of our roll or our fabric, and it's perpendicular to our selvage edge. So you have two clues there. And then it stretches a little bit more, even in at the more stable fabrics like poplin or cotton, it's going to stretch a little bit, which is really important because when you place your pattern straight on the grain, for example, a skirt, you get these extra millimeters of stretchiness right on your hips, and that makes you able to sit down and not rip your seams. So it's really important to make sure that you're placing your pattern properly so the garment you're making is comfortable, and not only that, it doesn't move weird or turns and twists. If you ever have a t-shirt, for example, bought at the high street, and you feel like it moves sideways, and even though you keep putting it right again, it keeps moving and the side seam comes to the front. That's because it's been cut wrong to make the most of the fabric. And then we have the bias, which is the diagonal of our fabric. It's the bit that's going to stretch the most, which is ideal for flowy skirts, for dresses, because you place your pattern this way, diagonally, and you make the most of this flowiness, which is amazing. And then you can use it as well for stretchy bits like collars, necklines, things like that, which gives you more movement. First existential crisis. What happens if the fabric I get is a piece of remnant and I don't have a salvage edge to know what the grain and the cross grain is? Just make sure you have a look at the stretchiness. Where it stretches the least is going to be the grain, and a little bit more, even in cottons and linens, is going to be the cross grain. So that way, that's your clue, that's what you can look for. And one thing I've said a million times, and lately even more, is that we have to wash and iron our fabrics before we cut them. Wash them not only because it's hygienic, it's been in the fabric shop and you don't know how long for, and all the dust, and well, you need to wash them, but you need to wash them because they shrink, they can shrink. It's happened to me, and there's nothing worse than doing a project, being really happy with your dress, and then it's shrinking and you're not able to wear it anymore. And it's happened to me with a jumpsuit as well, that every time I wash it, it shrinks. So it's for a 9-year-old now. And then iron it. You need to iron your fabrics. Look at this one. This is so wrinkly. It's been washed, of course, so it's wrinkly from being in the drawer. What happens if we cut this? That it's not going to turn out great, is it? Because it's all wrinkly. So the pattern is going to be wrinkly and is not going to match as we think. So just do it. It's part of the process. And how to place your pattern. If you work with commercial patterns, after figuring out all of this, finding your pattern, you're going to look for an arrow that directs you straight to the grain line. So you're going to follow it and place it parallel on the grain. And then if you work with your own patterns, you're going to need a straight line. This is a quarter of a skirt, even though this is not really a pattern, it's a block. Which is me flat on paper. So you're going to need your straight line so you can place your pattern. It's a skirt, by the way. You're going to place your pattern straight on the grain, following your line. If you don't do this, it's when everything goes wrong. If you have a fabric and you only have a meter fabric, for example, and you want to make a dress and you start placing your pattern in a way that so you can make the whole dress and fit sleeves and top and bodies and ruffles and stuff all in a meter, it's going to look terrible because it's going to stretch the wrong way around, is going to pull from one side and be tight on the other. So it's not good. That's when you save money on fabric, but it's a waste because you're not going to wear it ever because of how uncomfortable it is. So good sewing starts with good cutting as well, and placing your fabric properly. Existential crisis number 2. Well, I've seen a dress with the same fabric placed in both directions. Well, it is true. I have a dress that a shirt one, a summer one, that I sewn on the grain, but then the ruffle at the bottom I sewed cross grain, so the stripes are horizontal, which is really fun. And it is when you can do that, when you can break the rules and it doesn't matter, it's not it doesn't affect you because it's just a ruffle, it's nothing structural. So on ruffles, on straps, you can do that. Change the other round because it's okay. So make sure you keep an eye on these common mistakes we all make when we start sewing, like for example, not choosing the right fabric for your project. Even though you love a pattern, maybe it's not the right fabric choice. So if you're doubting, just ask the people who work in the fabric store, because they can advise you in what to use. The second one will be to wash and iron your fabric before cutting it, because if not, it's not going to look well. There's some people that say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't take any time. You just wash your fabric and then you're ready to use it. It doesn't take any time at all. Then make sure you keep your pattern on the grain so it looks good and it feels comfy as well. And of course, after cutting, just make sure about your sewing in a piece of scrap, so you can feel the tension and see what it's like. I'm going to leave you links for everything down in the description box below about all the videos I've made in January about beginners and everything that relates to these videos that you might find interesting. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye!